good day everyone. We are the Group 1 and we are tasked to discuss about the chapter 12, which is all about creating a healthy work environment. First is introducing group members. First, we have Miss Glycel Magduwa, Miss Laura Jade Baogbog, Miss Ria Balighot, and yours truly, Miss Josa Biliaza. So the learning objectives for these chapters consist of 7 objectives. First is to describe what is meant by a culture of safety and explain why is it important. Second is to describe ergonomics and explain why it helps improve workplace safety and health. Explain what OSHA or OSHA is and explain its primary goal. Fourth, is explain how employee wellness program benefit employers. Then, describe the difference between functional and dysfunctional stress. Describe the 3 forms of bullying at work. And lastly, is to explain how organizations can protect employees and others in the workplace from workplace violence. So, welcome everyone. So, many of us take today's workplace focus on safety for granted. Sophisticated tests are run on equipment before it is put into service on assembly lines or elsewhere. And working conditions are continually monitored by high-tech sensors. Of course, we have certainly come a long way in the last 100 years, and injuries and deaths continue to decline in many occupations. In today's time, organizations of all sizes and in all lines of work need to be concerned about employee safety and security for ethical as well as business-related reasons. So as what Edmund F. Kelly, the chairman, the president, and CEO of Boston-based Liberty Mutual Insurance Corporation said, safety is an investment and not an expense because, apart from any moral or ethical consideration, a safer workplace is more efficient and more economical. As an insurer, we see firsthand the immediate cost of a lack of safety. So what is employee safety? Employee safety refers to the efforts and measures taken by employers in providing a safe working environment for employees by incorporating safe equipment and safe procedures at the workplace to ensure workers' safety. So ensuring employee safety is a crucial aspect of a healthy and productive work environment. This involves identifying and mitigating potential hazards, implementing safety protocols and procedures, providing necessary training, and maintaining a workplace that complies with relevant safety regulations. So, employee safety also has key elements. This includes physical safety, health and wellness, training and education, safety equipment, emergency preparedness, compliance with regulations, communication, and psychological safety. So, for physical safety, this includes protecting employees from physical harm by maintaining a safe and hazard-free workplace. This involves addressing issues such as slippery floors, faulty equipment, and other potential dangers. So for health and wellness, promoting the overall health and well-being of employees. This can include initiatives such as wellness programs, access to health resources, and ergonomic considerations in the workspace. For training and education, this is the ensuring that employees are adequately trained in safety procedures and protocols. This includes familiarizing them with emergency exits, first aid measures, and any specific safety guidelines relevant to their task. For safety equipment, it is the providing and maintaining the necessary safety equipment and personal protective equipment or PPE required for specific tasks or environments. This might include items such as hard hats, gloves, safety glasses, and many others. Number 5 is emergency preparedness. So having plans in place for emergencies such as fires, natural disasters, or other unexpected events. Conducting regular drills and training sessions can help ensure that employees know how to respond in case of an emergency. Number 6 is the compliance with regulations. So, adhering to local, state, and federal safety regulations and standards applicable to the industry. This may involve regular inspections and audits to ensure that the workplace is in compliance. Number seven is communication. Is it when establishing clear communication channels regarding safety issues, encouraging employees to report safety concerns, incidents, or near misses fosters a culture of transparency and continuous improvement. And lastly, the psychological safety. This is addressing psychological and emotional well being at work, creating an environment where employees feel comfortable reporting safety concerns without fear of reprisal. Next is, of course, the benefits. So, ensuring employee safety is not only a legal and ethical responsibility for employers, but also it contributes to increased lowers worker workers' compensation and improve employees' productivity, boost morale, and increase retention rate. So organizations that prioritize employee safety often create a positive work culture and build trust among their workforce. So what is safety culture? Safety culture are the set of shared safety attitudes, beliefs, and practices that shape employee safety behavior. So, an organization's safety culture is influenced by management and employee attitudes, supervisors' priorities, accountability, and responsibilities, management and employee norms, beliefs, and assumptions, employee safety training and motivation, manager and employee involvement and commitment, production and financial pressures, and lastly, actions employees take or do not take to correct unsafe behaviors and situations. Next, we have the ergonomics. So, ergonomics is the scientific discipline that focuses on designing the work environment to reduce the physical and psychological demands placed on employees. The goal of ergonomics is to enhance human well being and overall system performance and reduce injuries and errors by improving the designs of products, equipment, tasks, and workspaces. So, workplace injuries. Workplace injuries are a very common thing in the business world or any job related task. So this results from repetitive motions including typing and playing an instrument. So which are the most common occupational hazards? So, repeated motions and vibrations can overwork muscles, tendons, and nerves and place excessive stress on hands, wrists, arms, and shoulders. So, cumulative trauma disorders. This is the skeletal and muscle injuries that occur when the same muscles are used to perform tasks repetitively. So, here I have listed down some types of cumulative trauma disorders. First is the carpal tunnel syndrome. So this condition occurs when the median nerve, which runs from the forearm into the palm, become pressed or squeezed at the wrist. So this can result in pain, numbness, tingling, and weakness in the hand and fingers. We also have the wrist tendonitis, which is the inflammation of the tendons around the wrist joint. It can cause pain, swelling, and difficulty moving the wrist. Repetitive wrist movements or overuse can contribute to the development of this condition. Third is the ulnar nerve entrapment. This occurs when the ulnar nerve, which runs from the neck down the arm into the hand, becomes compressed or irritated. So this compression can lead to symptoms such as tingling, numbness, and weakness, primarily in the ring and little finger. The fourth is the epicondylitis. This refers to the inflammation of the tendons that attach to the lateral or medial epicondyle of the humerus. It is often caused by repetitive gripping or wrist movements and results in pain and tenderness around the affected elbow. The fifth one is the shoulder tendonitis. or called the rotator cuff tendonitis. So it is the inflammation of the tendons in the shoulder's joint. It can cause pain and stiffness in the shoulder, especially when lifting or rotating the arm. So overuse or strain on the shoulder can contribute to the development of this condition. And lastly, we have the hand-arm vibration syndrome. It is a condition that results from prolonged exposure to vibrating tools or machinery. It can lead to symptoms such as finger numbness, reduced grip strength, and vascular and musculoskeletal issues in the hand. Lastly is the economic job design for repetitive tasks. So this includes analyzing the task sequence to allow changes in body position, irregular work-rest schedule to relieve muscles from mechanical stress, regular work breaks to avoid monotonous and repetitive work patterns, and lastly is rotating tasks to move workers from one job to another. And that ends my part of the reporting. I hope you learned something and stay tuned for the next reporter.
The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA. In 1970, the Occupational Safety and Health Act, or OSH Act, was passed to prevent workers from being seriously injured or killed at work. It holds employers responsible for providing a safe workplace. OSHA, created by the Occupational Safety and Health Act to set and enforce protective workplace safety and health standards, also provides information, training, and assistance to workers in the area of worker safety and health. Employers and employees both have responsibilities under OSHA. Employers must follow all relevant OSHA safety and health standards, find and correct safety and health hazards, inform employees about chemical hazards through training, labels, alarms, color-coded systems, chemical information sheets, and other methods. Notify OSHA within 8 hours of a workplace fatality or when 3 or more workers are hospitalized. Provide requested personal protective equipment at no cost to workers. Keep accurate records of work-related injuries and illnesses. Post OSHA citations, injury and illnesses summary data. Refrain from discriminating or retaliating against any worker for using their rights under the law. On the other hand, employees have the right to working conditions that do not pose a risk of serious harm. Receive information and training about chemical and other hazards in a language workers can understand. Review records of work-related injuries and illnesses. Get copies of test results done to find and measure hazards in the workplace. File a complaint against OSHA to inspect their workplace if they believe there is a serious hazard or that employer is not following OSHA rules. And lastly, use their rights under the law without retaliation or discrimination. OSHA log of work-related injuries and illnesses. It is used to record work-related injuries and illnesses as well as the severity of each case. Work-related injuries and illnesses must be recorded within 7 calendar days if they result in loss of consciousness, death, restricted work activity or job transfer, medical treatment beyond first aid, formal diagnosis by a physician or other licensed health care professional, including a chronic irreversible disease, a punctured eardrum, and a fractured or cracked bone. OSHA standards are rules describing the methods employers must legally follow to protect their workers from hazards. Examples of OSHA standards include provide sleep and fall protection, prevent exposure to some infectious disease, ensure the safety of workers who enter confined spaces, prevent exposure to harmful substances including asbestos and lead, put guards on machines, provide respirators and safety glasses or other personal protective equipment, and lastly, provide training for certain dangerous jobs. There are also standards for exposure to human immunodeficiency virus or HIV, hepatitis B virus or HBV, and other blood-borne pathogens to protect employees regularly exposed to blood and other bodily fluids. OSHA inspections are conducted on-site or via telephone by highly trained compliance officers and initiated without advance notice. Because OSHA cannot inspect all of the 7 million workplaces it covers each year, the agency focuses its resources on the most hazardous workplaces in the following order of priority. Imminent danger situations. Hazards that could cause death or serious physical harm receive top priority. Fatalities and catastrophes. Incidents that involve a death or the hospitalization of 3 or more employees are the second priority. Complaints. Employee allegations of hazards or violations receive high priority. Referrals of hazard information from other federal, state, or local agencies, individuals, organizations, or the media receive the next priority. Follow-ups. Checks for addressing violations cited during previous inspections are conducted in certain circumstances. Planned or programmed investigations. Inspections aimed at specific high-hazard industries or individual workplaces that have experienced high rates of injuries and illnesses are given priority. OSHA information and training. OSHA offers several programs and services to help employers identify and correct job hazards as well as improve their injury and illness prevention programs. OSHA provides a free on-site consultation service for small businesses with fewer than 250 workers at any single site and no more than 500 employees nationwide. The next topic to be discussed is employee wellness. Employee wellness programs are initiatives designed to increase company performance or employee performance or morale through improving employee health. Wellness programs benefit employers by reducing injuries, lowering healthcare costs, reducing absenteeism, improving employee morale and loyalty, improving employee productivity, and reducing workers' compensation and disability-related costs. Wellness programs can address factors including healthy eating, smoking cessation, weight management, physical activity, and stress management.
So the next topic is wellness incentives. It is a reward for engaging in healthy behavior or participating in wellness program. So wellness initiatives for organizations of all sizes. First is larger organization can provide an on-site fitness center, offer on-site medical care for sick or well visits, provide an on-site cafeteria offering healthy meals and snacks, provide extensive employee training on wellness topics including bullying prevention and stress management, and lastly, provide online smoking cessation and weight loss programs. And the next is smaller organization can instead provide employee discounts for local fitness center, grant employees extra wellness days to enable medical visits and relaxation, provide free healthy snacks, create a strong culture of respect and wellness, and offer online smoking cessation and weight loss programs. So, behavioral economics research suggests that the same decisions errors that contribute to poor health-related behaviors can be used to superchange incentive programs to more effectively motivate behavior change. It is important to remember that even small incentives can be effective at changing employees' behaviors, particularly if awarded frequently. Here are 1 expert tips for effective health incentive. First, they should be as low as possible to get resolved. Second, choose incentive that helps sustain positive buzz and generate the highest participation. Third is the honor system is used For reporting wellness activities, communicate the company's expectation clearly and ask employees to sign a resignation form promising honest reporting. And lastly, incentives should be consistent with what employees are being asked to do. Completing an online health self-assessment questionnaire might warrant a lower reward than a biometric check of cholesterol, blood pressure, and body fat. The provided tips emphasizes the importance of setting health incentives at the optimal level to achieve results. Choosing incentives that foster positive engagement and high participation, and aligning rewards with the nature of wellness activities. Additionally, clear communication and transparency, such as using with honor system for reporting and setting expectation, are highlighted to promote honest participation. Consistency in matching incentives with the complexity of health-related tasks is also emphasized for effectiveness. This case study highlights Johnson & Johnson's comprehensive wellness program Live for Life. Initiated in 1978, the program involves health risk assessment, biometric screening, counseling, and financial incentive, contributing to a global culture of health. Notably, the company reports substantial savings, estimating over $250 million in a decade and achieving positive health outcomes, such as: so how does J&J create a culture of health? So Johnson & Johnson creates a culture of health through its multifaceted approach like wellness programs, employees assistance, incentives, global perspective, and lastly, long-term vision. By combining tangible benefits, support services, global outreach, and persistent focus on well-being, Johnson & Johnson cultivates a culture where employees prioritize and actively participate on their health. Next is stress. Stress is not always bad, and the lack of stress is not always good. The small amount of adrenaline generated by mild stress makes action more likely and even increase the brain's ability to form new memories. Good stress is also called function stress. So there are two types of stress. First is functional stress. It is manageable levels of stress that generate positive emotions including satisfaction, excitement, and enjoyment. Dysfunctional stress. An overload of stress resulting from a situation of under or over-arousal continuing for too long. Factors including conflicting goals and a hard boss can interfere with job performance and add to dysfunctional stress. Although both functional and dysfunctional stress can lead to negative outcomes, including emotional exhaustion, dysfunctional stress is also related to withdrawal and turnover. Stress, depression, anxiety, and poor social support can undermine employees' performance and wellness efforts. Stress also increases employees' use of healthcare and disability benefits and employee assistance programs. It is important to address stress factors as part of employee wellness initiatives. The most effective corporate wellness focuses on emotional as well as physical factors, including counseling to address underlying issues. So how do we solve it? So there are two types of focused coping strategies. First is problem-focused coping strategies. It deals directly with the cause of stress. And next is emotion-focused coping strategies. It focuses on the emotion brought on by the stressors. Actively promoting positive employee attitudes, moods, and emotions fights stress and burnouts and improves employees' performance and job satisfaction. Stress can manage through various coping strategies focused on changing the situation through direct action. For example, quitting the job or hiring an assistant. Stress can manage through changing the way we think about the situation through cognitive appraisal. For example, focusing in the developmental aspect of a challenging assignment. And lastly, stress can manage through focusing and managing the stress reaction symptoms. Example, working out or meditating. Stress is part of everyday life. Positively managing stress decreases the negative effects it can have on our health and performance. The provided strategies offer a comprehensive approach to managing stress. By addressing the situation directly, reframing cognitive perspectives, and actively managing stress reactions, individuals can enhance their overall well-being and performance. Recognizing stress as part of daily life underscores the importance of adapting positive coping mechanisms for a healthier and more resilient lifestyle. Managing your stress. Although it is impossible to avoid all stress, these suggestions are useful in reducing the number of stressors in your life. First, avoid the things that cause you stress. If heavy traffic raises your stress level, try to arrange work hours to avoid the traffic. Find a different and less popular route. Or see if you can telecommute to work sometimes. If rushing home from work, prepare dinner is a stressor. Try to prepare multiple meals on a weekend that can be reheated quickly during the work week. Second is just say no. No one can do everything. Establish limits and stick to them. Third is exercise. Go for a walk or run, take the stairs, or spend some time at the gym. Fourth is to prioritize. If you can get everything done, identify what is most important and eliminate tasks that are truly necessary. Fifth is proactively relaxed. Techniques including exercise, yoga, meditation, massages, and power naps can help you relax and manage your stress. Taking a deep break to review our accomplishments, relax, and prioritize the remaining tasks can be rejuvenating and help us spend our time doing the right things. Sixth is make time for yourself. If you have hobbies and interests that are important to you, be sure to allot some time to the activities you enjoy every day, even when you are busy, to help you relax and feel in control. Also, ensure that you get sufficient sleep. Seventh is adjust your standards. If your best quality work is not necessary, settle for a little less and turn your attention to getting other tasks done. Eighth, stay positive. Reflect on all that is positive in your life. 9. Reframe stressful situations. Look at challenges and stressful situations as opportunities for growth and self-improvement. And lastly, focus on what you can control. Focus on the things you have influence over, such as how you react to stressful situations rather than dwelling on the things you cannot control. Managing stress is crucial for both mental and physical well-being. Prolonged or intense stress can have adverse effects on health, leading to issues such as anxiety, depression, and various physical health problems. Effective stress management contributes to better resilience, improved focus, and enhanced overall quality of life. It helps individuals navigate challenges, maintain productivity, and foster a healthier work-life balance. Prioritizing stress management is key to maintaining long-term mental and physical health. Positive stress management strategies include social support, music, humor, meditation, exercising, maintaining a positive outlook, and getting enough rest. Other symptoms-focused coping strategies can be harmful, including drinking, drug use, and overeating. One of the best ways to reduce stress on the job is to make moderate exercise part of a regular routine. It is important to remember that removing the source of stress is more effective than managing stress symptoms. For most people, occasional stress is part of a work life. Successful managers handle stress well, proactively reduce the employees' stress, and help their employees manage their stressors to ensure that workloads match employers' capabilities and resources. Next, the employees' time management skills. design jobs to provide meaning, stimulation, and opportunities for employees to use their skills. Clearly define employee rules and responsibilities. Give employees the opportunity to participate in decisions and actions affecting their job. Next, improve communication and reduce uncertainty about career development and future employment prospects. Next is provide opportunity for social interaction among employees. Establish work schedules that are compatible with demands and responsibilities outside the job. Facilitate the regular stress breaks. Next topic is bullying. Workplace bullying is a repeated mistreatment of another employee through verbal abuse, conduct that is threatening, humiliating, or sabotage that interferes with other person's work. Additionally, bullying behaviors include ignoring, making unreasonable or mental work assignment, gossiping, or holding the target to a different performance standard. In the United States, workplace bullying has been found to be 4 times more common than sexual harassment, but the issue affects all countries, professionals, and workers. One poll of over 16,000 people worldwide found that 83% of European respondents reported having been physically or emotionally bullied, 65% in America, and 55% in Asia. So according to these global issues, bullying perceptions differ around the world. Countries differ in how they deal with workplace bullies. Some cultures view bullying as a workplace safety issue, whereas others see it as a violation of personal rights. In other countries, particularly in those in which employment is not a will and employees are difficult to terminate. Bullying is used as a tactic to force targeted employees to quit. In Spain, for example, because laws prevent firing people in public institutions, bullying is used as a means to get people to leave. Although there is no legal definition of this type of harassment in Spain, employees can still ask for damages, and if found guilty, the bully can spend from 6 months to 2 years in jail. In the United Kingdom, conduct that creates an environment hurtful for someone's dignity could constitute harassment, even if the complaint is made by someone other than the employee affected. In France, the broad definition of bullying leaves it to the judge to assess if a certain behavior constitutes bullying. Bullying accusations are rarely used by French employees, and most of the time they do not end up in court. Among the first European countries to enact workplace bullying laws were Sweden and France. Countries including Denmark, Norway, and the Netherlands have followed suit. Some countries, including Poland, now address harassment of work in their formal labor codes. This passage highlights the cultural and legal variations in how different countries perceive and address workplace bullying. It emphasizes that bullying can be seen differently, ranging from workplace safety concern to a violation of personal rights. Legal responses vary, with some countries having specific laws and others relying on broader definitions or existing labor codes. Also points out the use of bullying as a tactic in certain regions where terminating employees is challenging.
A substance abuse policy is a policy in place in an organization that outlines the expectations for employees with regards to drug and alcohol use. This policy may also outline the consequences for employees who violate the policy. Substance abuse policies are common in organizations that have a safety-sensitive workforce, such as those in the transportation, construction, and healthcare industries. In a drug-free workplace, the employer has enacted policies and procedures to ensure that employees, customers, and vendors are not, first, taking or using alcohol or illegal drugs, second, selling drugs, and third, affected by the after effects of alcohol or drugs outside of the workplace during non-work time. For example, hangovers. More than 70% of substance abusers are employed, and when they come to work, they don't leave their problems at home. Drug or alcohol impairment constitutes an avoidable workplace hazard that increases accident risk, lowers productivity, reduces profits, increases absenteeism, and increases insurance costs. Drug-free workplace programs can help improve worker safety and health as well as business performance. There are 5 components to a comprehensive drug-free workplace program. First, a written policy. It is supported by top management and understood by employees that is consistently enforced. Having a clearly defined policy in writing ensures transparency, consistency, and accessibility for all employees. It becomes a documented reference point for everyone to follow. Second, supervisor and manager training. Identifying and dealing with substance abuse. It empowers your supervisor to tackle substance abuse in the workplace, training them to the spot signs, hold supportive conversations, navigate company policies, and connect employees with resources. Emphasize privacy, safety, and their own emotional preparedness. Refresh training and ongoing support will keep them confident and equipped to create a healthier work environment for everyone. Employee education. Focusing on the dangers of drug and alcohol use and the availability of counseling and treatment. Effective employee education on drug and alcohol use balances awareness of dangers like health risks, safety hazards, and career impacts with clear information about confidential supports, resources like EAPs, treatment options, and financial assistance, all fostered by a supportive workplace culture that encourages open communication and well-being. An Employee Assistance Program or EAP. It provides confidential counseling for employees and their family members on a wide range of problems including substance abuse. APs are like confidential helpers for employees and their families, offering support with everything from substance abuse and mental health struggles to work-life balance and financial worries. Though counseling, resources, and referrals, they can improve well-being and even boost work performance. Drug testing. The early identification and referral to treatment for employees with substance abuse problems. Drug testing in the workplace walks a tightrope between improved safety and productivity against privacy concerns and potential stigma. While it can identify and encourage treatment for employees struggling with substance abuse, a fair and transparent policy with employee support is crucial to navigate the ethical and legal complexities. Some employees object to the random drug testing that is part of many drug-free workplace programs. Most employees feel that drug testing is intrusive and reflects a lack of employer trust. It is essential that the testing be done with dignity and respect, honoring employees' privacy. Many workers with substance abuse problems can return safely to workplace if given access to appropriate treatment, continuing care, and supportive services. Workplace violence. Any act or threat of physical violence, harassment, intimidation, or other threatening disruptive behavior that occurs at the workplace. It can affect and involve employees, clients, customers, and visitors. Workplace violence encompasses physical harm, threats, and intimidation affects everyone, employees, clients, and visitors. This serious issue can have devastating consequences, but it's preventable. Cultivate a culture of respect, enforce a zero-tolerance policy, train employees, and implement security measures. Factors that may increase the risk of violence for some workers at certain work sites include exchanging money with the public, working with volatile, unstable people, working alone or in isolated areas, providing services and care, working where alcohol is served, and last, working late at night or in areas with high crime rates. Delivery drivers, healthcare professionals, law enforcement personnel, and those who work alone are at increased risk of workplace violence. Employers must prioritize safety measures, while employees should stay vigilant and report suspicious behavior. One of the best protection is a zero-tolerance policy toward workplace violence that covers all workers, patients, clients, visitors, contractors, and anyone else who may come in contact with employees. This emphasizes the absolute stance against violence, the inclusivity of the policy, and the focus on fast, effective action. It's impactful and memorable. By regularly assessing the work sites, employers can identify methods for reducing the likelihood of incidents occurring. Regularly checking work sites stops accidents before they start. It saves money, boosts morale, and keeps everyone safe. Involve employees, focus on risk, and document it all. Occupational Safety and Health Administration believes that a well-refined and implemented workplace violence prevention program can reduce the incidence of workplace violence in all workplaces. Well-built workplace violence prevention programs slash violence risk in all workplaces. It's about stopping it before it starts, not just reacting after. Think zero tolerance policies, risk assessments, training, and safety measures. Safer workers, lower cost, happy business. Zero tolerance workplace violence policies are important. As one expert said, it really does make sense for an employer not to have a zero tolerance policy in place by investigating reports of threats and harassing behavior. Employers send an important message that this type of behavior is not tolerated, and also it can help keep situation in check and from spiraling out of control. Zero tolerance, no violence or threats tolerated. Employers investigate reports, sending a clear message and stopping escalation. The benefits are safety, reduced risk, happier employees, better reputation. It's a must for any workplace. Most workplace violence incidents happen when there is an unresolved conflict or when an employer or employee spouse feels that they have a loss of control of their lives. Employee assistance programs help, as well as a supervised surges showing that he or she cares about the employee. Providing a way for employees to anonymously vent their frustrations and problems can also help. Unresolved conflicts and employee loss of control fuel workplace violence. To prevent it, you should address conflicts, train communication and conflict resolution, offer mediation, build a respectful culture. Disaster preparedness and response. Many organizations proactively prepare for the threat of emergencies, including natural disasters, acts of terrorism, the spread of disease, and technological accidents. When employees and their organizations are affected by a crisis, disaster plans are critical for effectively minimizing damage and resuming operations as quickly as possible. The American Red Cross recommends that disaster plan cover 3 subjects. First, human resources. Second, physical resources. And third, business continuity. A written disaster plan describes how the organization will respond to various situations if they were to occur, factors including how employees will accounted for, how backup databases will be accessed, how key employees will get their work done, and who will assume various duties and responsibilities are described. Training is then conducted to practice coordinating and executing the disaster recovery plan. The training can also serve as a test of the effectiveness of the disaster plan and identify areas that need improving after an incident happens. The organization's employee assistance program can help employees recover. Investing in a healthy work environment goes beyond just following regulations. It's about creating a culture that prioritizes employee well-being and foster a sense of respect, trust, and collaboration. This can be achieved through various initiatives such as promoting healthy lifestyle choices, managing stress, ensuring workplace safety, building a positive work culture. Wellness programs help employees lead healthier lives and manage stress. Preventing bullying and creating a safe work environment helps keep employees engaged and productive. Managing the potential for workplace violence and helping prevent employee substance abuse also keeps employees safe and productive. Disaster preparedness plans help organizations protect their human and physical resources and maintain business continuity should a disaster strike. Creating a healthy work environment by improving employee health and safety is an important responsibility of HRM as well as other areas of the organization.